Is it carry decoration? What did you put on your hair now?
You know one funny thing? Someone asked me that, are you is a wine?
What does? Oh yeah, that's in like a princess or something.
It's princess. It's a wine is like is
shrine priest?
Shrine priestess. You know, the male version is Emo.
So a priestess of a shrine.
Yes.
Which shrine?
I think they've forgotten that cowries were used for money at some point.
That's what I will tell you of my friend.
Hello, it's for the culture. Let's stick with that.
It's if I say it's a lie, me I look at it as money that we used to use. I don't care what you look at it as.
They are very funny. I watched the movie over the weekend. Sorry, Deborah is here because we're going to talk and now we'll just fash that part. But I think we need to say this. I watched I can't remember what it was I was watching with my son on TV, and I said, the way you watch Nigerian movies, you think, when you watch European movies, you say these people don't do voodoo or they don't do their own.
That's not true.
That's not true. I really want to remember this, and it's a popular thing. I said, look at them now, they're performing ritual.
Is it Harry Potter?
It wasn't Harry Potter, but this guy sliced his hand and squeezed the bowl.
Is it Pirates of the Caribbean?
It's not Pirates of the
Caribbean. They do it in so many movies.
They do it. Do you understand? It's like a blood. Yeah. So my son said, what are they doing? I was saying, well, I was caught between, should I tell him or should I not tell him? He now said, it's like magic or something. I said, yes, they do it there too. That, so please, don't be, when somebody is coming out of their body and you say, what do you think they're doing in that movie? Because they don't carry calabash with boiled egg and palm oil.
Yeah.
They do their own voodoo too. As in, the darkness hovers in every society. You see that I will choose the light. So Deborah is in the building, and since both of them have decided to rock their natural hair, let me undo my own clip. You cannot come and be oppressing me because
this thing,
man is locked.
Yeah, the king over us.
So someone asked me, how long do you want to keep your locks for? I say it's not a bad thing if it gets to my waist now. Raz Kimono, God rest his soul. As in, Raz used to have this really long locks. Oh, I must play a Raz Kimono song. Those were great people. He was my grandmother's friend, so I met him just the one. Yes. Okay, now you make me feel old. He passed on a few years ago, but he's one of Nigeria's reggae artists that, man, do you listen to his songs?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Probably have, but I don't know.
I know.
There, stop talking. So let's just delve into the heart of the matter. I know there are trending issues that people want to put on this table. You want to go first, or should I even let me send? Deborah, there's this. Yes.
AMVCA awards that.
But I thought they did that thing in January already.
No.
So what happened before? Was it that they announced?
Yes, they announced.
Okay, so for people to vote.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So it was a lot. People we didn't expect.
Like who and who did you not expect to win?
Beauty Tokura won Best Dressed, and people, I'm not even going to hide it. I don't even see how she.
So her dress was not as fine as Nana's, like Osas. Remember Osas that year? So the dress was not fine like that.
For where?
There was some lady Nana. There was some lady Nana with a mask.
Yes.
Why didn't she win?
Exactly. That's what we are wondering. Though they say that if you want to be part of the nominees for the best, you have to be on time for the black carpet. So I don't know if the others were not on time, but those that she was able.
So that's the criteria. They are very funny.
Yeah, so that they will take picture of you by themselves.
I don't understand.
That's what they said.
So,
but last Asha, Beauty won, and everybody is like, how? What did she wear?
Beauty, who is Beauty?
Beauty Tukura. She was a disqualified housemate of the last Big Brother Nigeria show.
Oh, okay, I don't know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Why is everywhere quiet?
As in.
Am I doing?
Yes.
Okay. You know her too?
No, she said, am I the only one? I said, yes, you are.
Okay, aside from that, Bimbo won.
Yes.
I was excited.
So I follow her on Instagram. We are Bimbo fans. All of us. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, somebody. Yeah, Barakat. Barakat. It's Barakat. You're not getting it. So I like what she did. She took it to her father. She said her dad was not at home and that she knows where he usually hangs out on Sunday evenings. He's really with his friends and the guys. She said, I'm a bute meta bread. So she took the award. I went to present it to her father where he was hanging out with his friends. She said her father took her to her first audition. He waited for 6 hours with her, and her father has always been her biggest supporter. So
it was surprising and impressive.
So in what category did she win?
It's comedy, best in comedy movies.
Yeah, well, she does a fantastic job.
So she was nominated alongside with Mercy Johnson, Funke Akindele. So you can imagine her winning. It was something big because I'm sure she didn't even expect it. She was like, she even took off her shoes. She didn't expect it.
Yeah, that was. No, but she has earned it too.
She has.
She has.
Tried a lot.
No.
She has tried.
Bimbo is creative. But why was Funke Akindele in that category? Is it for Jennifer's Diary?
I think it's for Omogeto.
But Omogeto is okay. It's a comedy.
Yes, it's a comedy.
Oh, okay. But Funke has won it like several times before now, so I guess
let's
fresh blood.
Okay with that one.
Fresh blood.
I'm okay with that. And then for actress, best actress in a what they still add. I've forgotten what they added. So Osas won that one.
Osas, go down. Was she in any movie recently?
I don't even know. That's what people are busy. So everybody felt like Nse.
Yes.
Exactly.
The Sunday Affair.
That she's the
deserved that role. Yes.
That role. So we are wondering how come.
How did they do that?
So is it that every year they just want to give
something
or what?
Yeah, I don't know. So I was glad that they gave my guy Samuel Perry. You know who Samuel Perry is? Who is the person? Brother Shaggy. You see, I know. I was waiting.
I knew I'd seen the name,
so yeah, because
they put it, I was surprised. So
he's not Yoruba. Brother Shaggy is from River State, I think. So he has a very unique Samuel. Would you believe that Brother Shaggy was born Samuel Perry?
Oh, jeez. So he's not even Yoruba.
He's not. You didn't know that?
I'm surprised.
I was very curious when I said, because I thought years ago I went to find this. You know, when you're interested in someone now, you want to know details about their life. So his name is Samuel Perry. What a name, right?
Yeah,
sounds like a librarian,
almost like Tyler Perry's uncle.
Yes, you know.
It doesn't fit him. It doesn't fit him.
Why? You prefer Brother Shaggy?
Like the Agbero.
Yeah.
Hello, Shaggy.
Perry,
that's why, like, the first time I heard him speaking clean, correct English
he's a graduate
in this movie, was Chief Daddy too, and I heard him speaking there was a point where he spoke clean English, and I was like, "Who is that? And what are you doing?"
Hello. To the whole gra gra gra.
No.
I love it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want another part of him.
No, please.
You
see, that's the thing. That's what Chimamanda said. The danger of a single story. That is it now. So I mean, you always say, but I like that in the same way you're speaking of him. He's smiling to the bank. I like that he's one of the highest paid comedians in Nigeria. I'm proud that he earns from his ads. There was one other person, Kiki won as well. So I don't know, was it online?
Online.
I guess
she and Elo Zonam.
The guy.
Oh my God, I am so proud because, like, I feel like they don't give him enough recognition. I follow him on TikTok, and I would say this is somebody that is going to be a very great filmmaker if he's given a chance. If you just watch his TikToks, you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so I've seen him in only one movie with Jemima Osunde.
I haven't seen any movies, but I have seen his TikTok, and it was amazing. Like, he gave these shorts of back to the future, back to the past kind of thing, where a future self of him will I be going back to 2019, 2018, 2017 to say, don't even anticipate 2023.
Very creative.
Yes, it is very, very creative. It's even tell you COVID, he will tell them COVID is coming. Just so you know. Now they're like, what's COVID?
I like to go and see that.
Yes,
I really like to go and see that. Come to think of it too, Elo Zonam is a Big Brother guy.
Yes, he was from
Did
that.
he win?
No.
Oh, okay. So it now makes sense. You see, but you see things in bits and pieces, but now the dots are connected. Let me tell you why I say that. A few minutes ago, I saw on Twitter, why is it that when they say Nollywood is the dumping ground for ex-Big Brother Niger house, all of them seem to be in Nollywood now, and but they're not in the music industry. So the music industry tests you more than movies. Movies they can do one scene like 100 times before they get the actual take. So it makes sense. That's what they meant. That all of them end up in
most of them,
yeah. Thatcher is trending too because
her dress that she said is
9.5 million.
Yes,
9.5 million naira. She said the policeman stopped her and said, "Are you Thatcher with the dress?" You know, are you mad? You know her wonderful.
Yeah, no.
I just
one officer tweeted that the annoying part of this dress is that it didn't even cover her body properly.
What does that have to do with anything?
Like, it's just saying, with the money she spent, you get with that kind of amount, and the money the dress didn't cover your body.
How cover or fit? You know, there's a difference.
Like cover, you know that.
Hello, revelation.
I want to get it. I'm trying to get it.
See through. The dress
was
see-through.
But her body is nice now. Abhishek she's trying to show the body to everybody.
No, he just wants to talk now. You know, people always have something.
Okay, so speaking of dresses, I think it must be this Thatcher dress. On Twitter again a few minutes ago, it's now making sense to me. Someone said that all these AMVCA dresses, they only wear them once and they don't do repeat dressing. I am a fan of the E channel. You know,
yeah,
so they do a lot of what's that? This woman, God rest her soul, Joan of something. This woman that used to do Fashion Police now.
Okay, yeah.
The one with the bad mouth. She's passed on now. But oh my God. Hey, Joan. I'll find her last name. Her sister is a famous writer. You know her. They're a very popular name. If you know John Rivers.
Okay.
Not Francine Rivers. The other Rivers is her sister.
All right.
So she used to, as in all these people that wear clothes to whatever awards, whether the Oscars. If you hear this woman's mouth, just go and watch it on YouTube. You will cry after the review. We don't have Fashion Police in Nigeria. Maybe because I don't know, maybe we have not gotten quite.
I think it's just now. Like it's not like it hasn't been there, but it's now becoming more popular that people can now criticize and say, okay, what you wore, do this, even as a profession. But you know, like here, people are actually starting to come up and open their mouths and say something. So.
Fair enough. Congratulations to us.
What I'm not even happy with is Kunle that
Afolayan. Sorry, Kunle Remy.
Remy. They didn't even, I don't even know. They didn't even put him or anything.
Yeah, but you heard the gist now.
I heard it.
So it's okay.
Is it true that
but that's what he said. That's what he said in an interview, that some big guy, got big shot, in Nollywood, approached him to be his beloved brother in some things.
But what's
and he
the
said
crime?
No.
There was bad in coming out
saying
to
no.
say someone.
So the person felt rejected and decided to punish. No, it's okay, but it doesn't matter. There will be speculations as to who it is. Do you get that? And the person felt by paying him back by not nominating his movie or nominating him for best actor in a Kineko role, Abi. So, but Kunle Remy is not new to this kind of things now. Remember the few years, he's the same guy that used to date Adeswa, right? Yes. Is he not the one that used to date Adeswa?
I've never heard of them dating. No.
Who did you think was Adeswa's boyfriend before she met?
That's why we have Google. Who's your friend?
So I think it's Kunle Remy. Is it either Kunle Remy or Wole Ojo? I'm not too sure. One of those two, sha. So, but the guy has stood his ground in what they call this Nollywood too. He has done quite well for himself. So I know the sky is not his finishing point. There's still more movies to come. So I won't bother too much with this our awards. So one movie? Okay, so Elo Zonam was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He was actually her ex-boyfriend.
That's the person she used to date before she met. Yes.
I'm just knowing this.
Okay, so best writer. Okay. I didn't even see this one though. Let me see. Kent Edunjobi. Let me see. Anikulakpo. So they gave the movie for best soundtrack, but they didn't give the actor. Oh, now I'm beginning to get it. Then they gave the Industry Merit Award to Patience Ozokwo. Can we move on to other matters? Now that we have...
I'm just surprised.
So I don't understand. Yeah, but one more thing before we run away. They gave Jade Oshiberu, that's the person that created Gangs of Lagos, best movie West Africa. What movie was it? They didn't tell us so. So, Bosha, congratulations to all the winners. I'm glad that our AMVCA is stepping up the game. I thought it used to be something of mix with other African countries. Why is it that other countries didn't feature this time around?
I don't know.
Is this not the African Magic Viewers Choice Awards? Is this not the one that they mix with other African countries?
No. This one is just... I'm
so sorry. I'm still stuck on the Kunle Remy thing.
Oh, okay.
And apparently he said it on Nedu's podcast. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I can't take anything on Nedu's podcast seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just can't take anything. I feel like that thing, that place is more for clout than it is for information and facts. I'm not.
Nice.
No, because I have sat down to like review and say, okay, let me see what these people are saying, and it just feels like they're just running more on okay, this is my opinion. Yes, exactly. It's like a gossip platform. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not credible. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So Kolere, I mean, the ball is in your court. So let us know as they go. Congratulations to all the. We're glad that okay. So this edition was hosted by Zozibini Tunzi. Remember her? I think she was Miss South Africa 2019. I beg your pardon. You don't know her, Miss South Africa now with the low cut. But did you watch the event? Did you watch the events, the MVCs?
No.
So
I didn't even have lights. I followed it online.
All right, so let us just move on from that. The other thing I wanted us to talk about was something that HOD brought to our attention. So two things are happening today. One is the fact that Dangote's refinery, as we speak, is being commissioned by, I was going to say General Muhammadu Buhari. That's the way the Punch always. The Punch, they've been doing that. I think they will stop now once the man, leaves office. And so that one is big news. But people are talking about so many expectations for this new administration. And so on Thursday, the president appointed a new, what they call it now? I think, I've forgotten the name, NDIC. The NDIC stands for... forgive this girl. NDIC. So that the Nigerian Deposits Insurance Corporation. It's an insurance company. So the man gave a wonderful speech that I thought it was something to look at before we go on today. So he says, I am not celebrating. So I saw the headlines. I was wondering, okay, what happened to this man? Why is he not celebrating? He says, number one, my appointment and confirmation as NDIC chairman is a trial from my lords and not a success yet. Kindly reserve the congratulatory messages until the day I succeed in leaving this organization better than I met it. Number two, stop putting pressure on me with requests. I will not honor your requests. I'm going to be very different. I'm ready to lose friends and relationships. I will not award any contract throughout my tenure because that is not part of my responsibilities. I will not interfere in the functions of management. I'm not excited about my new office and I'm ready to quit if I'm asked to leave tomorrow. You have no idea what my role entails. I will not take any step to betray my education, experience, and exposure. No threat or pressure can recruit me into the sinking system, I beg your pardon, we complain of. I'm just a leader whose primary assignment is to lead, in capital letters, the governing board of the NDIC in good corporate governance and best practices. My team promises to be a model for zero tolerance for corruption and lawlessness. My job as an Islamic teacher is far better than this trial. And for your information, I have not left serving my Lord. And then many things like that. So, but what do you people think? This is a public servant now, openly declaring. Do you think it's something that all governors and everybody should, should it be a permanent, a constant thing now? When you take a public office, come out and give this public declaration, and then we should hold you accountable to it.
Yes, I do agree to it. I think most of the times we place expectations on people, not just even authority. We place expectations on people without, even letting them know this is exactly how I want it. We just expect it. And I like the fact that he's saying, don't expect this, don't expect that. I will not go outside of my own, place. Because one thing that we usually do is like we expect people to go above and beyond when it's not even in their power to do so. So he's like, anything that is beyond my job, I'm not doing it. To be quite honest, he sounds very Gen Z.
I didn't see that coming.
Because Gen Z will tell you, this is my job. Anything after that, I'm not. If I say I'm closing 4, you can't tell me I'm closing by 5. For what? I'm gone. I've left the office. So he's. I feel like he's stating facts. He's telling people this is how I will behave. This is what you should expect. And I think that is good. That's a good approach.
I like it too. What do you think, Muna?
I like it as well, and I like the fact that he's being honest. It didn't just come to start promising I will do this, I will do this. Because most of them, when they start saying all those things, we know how it turns out. So I like the fact that he was like, don't put pressure on me. Just let me try what I can do.
So I want to come back to it before I introduce, our topic for today. And I want to ask about, do you think this is doable right after this break?
This call to prayer is sponsored by the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs.
Allahu أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Abuja. Wake up. Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. 93.7 Citizen FM.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station.
We're more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM.
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
So I think right now we have the chance to be heard, and that's why we're doing it. We're all doing it because we're asking to try and elicit change.
No woman should sit down
and allow a man to speak about her reproductive rights.
But it is about opening spaces for other women and not to be seen as token, and that because I'm a woman, I'm only speaking about women at the table. No, I'm speaking about side of the table that is empty, and the women have to be there. So
I want us to leave this world better than we found it. And how I choose to affect change is by speaking up, by being the first, and by being the dominant.
Over 4 billion of the world's population are girls and women, also faced with challenges that affect our world and contributing solutions to them. Let's have conversations and get some answers to them through their eyes and voices. Tune in to Perspectives, where we discuss important issues ranging from climate change, politics, health, the economy, and lifestyle on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Weekdays from midday. Perspectives. Conversations that matter.
Fine girl is the one. Yes, man. Are shooting innocent people. Oh, what a pity that we city. What a pity that we city. So give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no cake away. Give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no cake away. Mass unemployment they everywhere. Unemployed graduates roaming the street. This world is full of cheats. What a smelly shit. Give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no cake.
Okay, Mona, do you need sugar for your tea?
Yes, so that's what sugar and honey join.
So I had to play me some Raz Kimono, as in one of the best. I want your pataki. That's how we would have said in Yoruba, as in better person. God rest your soul, German. Yeah. So you were saying?
I said I think how does it even feel? To know somebody that is popular. To be friends or family with somebody that is popular. Like people now start asking you, "Oh, do you know this person?" Like, yes, I live
That's
with
my
them.
friend.
Oh, yes, that's my friend. I saw them in diapers. What are you talking about? It's like, who do you think this person is? Like, when you're praising someone and you're like, please, this person that is to put bread inside their team. Get out. Yeah. That kind of.
As saying this, I just remembered one interview, Bimbo. She was like, at home, they don't even see her like
they
she's
don't rate
funny
her.
or
Let
anything.
me say it in the Nigerian way.
She say whether it's see finish, she doesn't know. Like when she says something, her sister will just be like, "What's this one saying?" And she'll say they are paying money for this thing that you just heard. That they don't even rate her. So
I like that in a good light. So I grew up around it. There's this famous family in Nigeria that I grew up around.
Okay.
And so when I was in secondary school, it was a big deal that, in fact, they used to call me by that, name that, that she knows, those people. And the funny thing is, of course, they had to separate me from that kind of lifestyle because of, So, but in retrospect, I now read a book one day. Well, that's why I asked you to say this thing on air. It said that we should not admire the people that we look up to, what they call it now. Because again, you remember there was one word you used before when to make expectations. You expect them that just because they're popular globally, that you hold them to a certain standard, but they're just regular people, like you said, wearing diapers, eating the same amala. They're just regular people. Do you get? There's no special, what they call it. And if we treat them like that, then maybe we won't feel disappointed. So that's why the guy said that if you look up to if you get to meet the people that you admire one-on-one, you won't like them. And I say this especially of pastors. If you meet if you go to your pastor's house, in his house he's a pastor, yes, but he's a regular person. He eats rice, he eats amala. Do you get? He does his own business. And so if you're looking at him on the pulpit with the same eyes that you saw when you went to his house, maybe he shouted at someone, start saying or be conflicted.
True.
So he's a human being first. They're human beings first.
He's a man of
before
God,
they're popular like that. So but let us just rest this issue. We'll talk it another day.
Thank you for even mentioning that, because it was now I remember that Beyonce is actually trending. She's on tour. right?
Okay, yes.
She's on tour, and this thing you just said made me remember, because there were instances of people saying, "Oh my God, Beyonce is petty," and somebody was like, "With the money she has gotten, she's allowed to be petty." No, because like they came for her tour, and then they were shouting her bodyguard's name instead of her. They were like, "Hi Julius," and although people zoomed into her face and they were like, she was probably looking at her bodyguard to be like, wave or say something. That was the look, but it still looked kind of, because her smile dropped when they started shouting Julius when she came out instead of Beyonce. It was Julius. And then there was another thing she did, because apparently there was something she produced for stage presentation to wow the crowd, but the crowd had already gotten hand of what was happening. So by the time she started singing it, they completed it for her, so she was just like, now sing, okay, sing it, since you know it, be singing it. Throughout tour she's been giving petty.
I like that you use Beyonce, because Beyonce has been held to like quadrillion standards that other people are not required to step up to. As in, so she's kept. I think I've said this thing before, and I always say it of Beyonce. She gives you Beyonce. She does not let you into. She does not grant interview. If you like, say, "Oh, did her husband cheat?" She won't answer you. Did her sister have a child by another man? She won't answer you. She keeps it as her persona. So she will see. So you always see her as Beyonce. You don't see her as any other way. J-Lo has shattered that thing several times, because J-Lo has said, "You know what? When I find the right man, I will sit with him. If you like, say I marry 100 husbands, I will still come up and give you the music, and I'll still." I'm a diva, right? The same thing with Mariah Carey. So a few of them have broken through the cracks and allowed us to see their humanity. And in spite of that, we're going to have this conversation.
But there's something else I want to talk about.
Okay, what happened? Because we have one pre-eclampsia day.
Two-Face.
Please don't give that guy airtime. Don't give him airtime. I think it's for ratings. Because it's a show. He didn't say.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not even calling the show or whatever.
He says you're allowed to cheat.
Men are wired to cheat.
He has not met my husband.
No, please, he's not part of this. Men were born polygamous.
Because he has a wife that has been swallowing all his.
That's what everybody says.
Thank you very much. This thing she said is so true.
Everybody
because
said the same thing.
There was a woman that said something. I can't remember who she is right now, but she said the reason why a lot of men misbehave is because of the women around them. So the woman around him, whether it's his mother or his sister or someone, she's taking it, and so he's like, if she can take it, then any other person can take it.
The annoying part was he said this in her presence.
That's what I'm saying, that it was on the show.
Presence.
I think it's for ratings. Everybody will go on. Everybody wants to see.
Like they say, all publicity
My
is good
friend
publicity.
has decided to go and download all of it.
What did I tell you?
All publicity is good publicity.
It's all,
even the bad
ones.
But
it's annoying. How can you?
It's not annoying. I don't care.
And you know that she came out to say that he has just 5 kids with only 2 women.
What does that have to do with anything? The guy is a roving eye.
So
he's obviously busy
stop saying it as if he has children everywhere. That's what she said.
So he's not the only guy with a roving eye, but he seems to be the only guy who carries his family and come and then she's the one that come and cry and tell us now. Please let her keep.
So is she saying because it's not an elephant, it's a rhino, so it's okay?
I don't understand. You know the one. This thing you said. Do you know the lady that Two-Face has the older children with Pero Adeni?
Okay.
If Pero and Two-Face had gotten married, it would not end up like this. Pero would have asked more of Two-Face because she's, for some reason, Two-Face still puts himself together before her, and she's married to another person. When he goes, but most people don't know that time he traveled abroad. Everybody, must be. But Pero is actually married to another person. She's married. Pero Adeni. She's married to another person and has been for quite a while. But Annie will just keep, because maybe Two-Face sort of respects Pero. I don't know. You see what I'm talking about? I don't want to talk about this, but
people are saying he likes that one.
That's what I'm saying. She holds him to a certain standard that Annie will not. He won't do this to Pero now.
That's because she's not taking it.
Exactly. So, but please leave Annie and their matter. Please leave it at the door. I don't want to talk about it. Two-Face,
and she's so quick to defend.
My God.
Wait.
You know why? They're from the same states.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
They're from the same
You're
states.
offended with your brother.
She's so quick to defend.
She's so quick to defend the marriage. If your marriage is sweet, you don't need to tell us. We'll be seeing it with our eyes that it's sweet. But if you just ask her anything about Two-Face, she'll start singing as how he's a good husband. He's a great father.
You see what we're saying now? If you meet Two-Face one-on-one, you already heard all the trash. You will. So I would still love Implication. I like all his songs. I still think he's a phenomenal. Let us Kuku talk this day and break this table so that I will really. We have today's World Preeclampsia. Today's World Preeclampsia Day, and I had this small video that I wanted us to play. So we're within our time, but our trending issue today, maybe it's like we gathered and said,
Muna's carried it on that.
So Muna, you have a message. Says good afternoon. Congratulations to all the awardees. Some people don't merit the award though. If we can go to court for something, who I think deserve the best dressed award? Please, Patrick, because I've not reached like that. Okay, so let's talk about this matter now about people, about separating Two-Face from his shenanigans and his arts, because that's another conversation. Now, I don't want to hear his gist with Anne, because it's, you know how you what they say, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, right? That's the perfect situation here. They're not the only ones that cheat. There are lots of men that have roving eye. You understand what I mean? So, but we don't generalize, do we?
No.
But because it is him that is saying it, that all men, that is his own, like you said, it's a gossip column. He was just saying that. I want to use it to compare R. Kelly. R. Kelly has been sentenced for 60 years now. I think 25, 30. I don't know how many years in different states, right? You know, he's just been transferred to another state. You don't know. Oh, you're not following it. You don't. Or is it that you feel bad?
I know what happened, but I didn't know that he's been transferred.
He's been transferred to another state.
Wow.
And so Neo and a few black, musicians wanted R. Kelly to be separated from his art. You know, most stations, I don't even know, not most, nobody is playing his songs anymore. And so he said they should separate the man from his art. I mean, he's won several Grammy Awards. He's baby making music of the 90s. R. Kelly was at the helm of that. You understand? So, but because of what he has done, it has tarnished his art. Rape, nobody will ever want to be associated with rape, especially if they're on the age. Even if, not especially, rape is, it's a bad thing. Let's not say but, or especially, it doesn't matter how old the woman was or how young. Look at Donald Trump. After how many years now, he's had to pay this woman $5 million for rape. So I like that women are getting, what's that word now? They're getting the justice for all this abuse. So Two-Face now, thank God his own is not rape. Right? But I can't say thank God it's a roving eye, because I will not forget.
It's like you can't even say, okay, this was better.
You understand? So where I was going was, let us separate a man from his art. I want to play Two-Face's songs on this new Bridgerton series. African Queen is one of the songs that was acknowledged.
You're kidding.
There's a 74-piece
Queen
orchestra.
Charlotte.
Yes. So there's an orchestra.
I like the fact that they do that. This is not the first time they're doing it. Bridgerton has gotten a name for themselves by turning modern songs into classical.
Her name is Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah,
Shonda she gave us Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
She gave us, I'm trying to remember.
How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away. Annalise Keaton, yes,
yeah,
I think. Yeah, Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah,
she's the same person.
I wanted to take her master class. Shonda, it's expensive. It's very, very expensive. I want to learn from you.
So I watched the interview this weekend. See, now we've just gone from one issue to another. Shonda Rhimes, all the songs she used in this third season of Bridgerton are all divas. She used Beyonce's Halo, and they were performed by an orchestra.
Yeah.
And then she uses Alicia Keys came in and she remixed her song.
Wow.
I see this woman. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the song. Anyway, so we see you, Shonda, as in we feel you, we acknowledge you in every way. If there's any award bigger than whatever it is that you're winning right now, we give it to you. As in, she's doing fantastic. How did you end up with that?
Because I was having a fun conversation. You can just jump from one place.
Dear God. So, having said all of that, we have said many issues this afternoon, and tomorrow it's not going to be like this. So tomorrow we're going to stick straight to it. But today is international. You want to say something, please, Mona?
Okay, just the last.
Okay, before you just relax. Okay, go on.
Okay, it's concerning Hida. You know that aside from the
World Guinness
enhancement of the backyard that people were talking about.
Yeah.
Now they've started talking about her dressing.
Okay, what's wrong? It's scandalous.
Yes, and you know that her birthday video, her 27th birthday video, came out online, and she was putting on a see-through dress with just up and down. I don't know how to.
Briefs, bikini. She was wearing a bikini.
And then with this thing overall,
a sheer gown.
So I don't know. It's like people are forgetting the whole our champion, this one,
So
or that one.
That's very expected.
It's almost like what you said about Two-Face and R. Kelly, that we should
separate. Yeah.
No. But you know one thing, it's people.
Yeah.
Okay,
They'll
people
talk
will
and
be the
forget.
same people.
Definitely.
Like the biggest example I can always use is Jesus. Even Jesus was told, great Messiah, Rabbi. The next minute, crucify him, kill him. That man. Kill him. And in a very deadly way too, like being
They
separated.
actually killed him.
Yeah, like being separated from your body. That's what they did to Jesus. So how much more he'll about you? It's expected.
So going forward, you aspiring celebrity Muna, did you hear that? But take it with a pinch
No.
of salt.
Actually, expect it because
expect it.
you know, Beyonce even says it herself. I'm going back to the diva. She said it herself. She said she never reads her comments.
Yeah.
Because as much as they will praise her, there will be people there who will also come for her. Just because she celebrates her husband and she likes him, they will insult her husband, insult her kids. So
the same people that tell you he cheated on you, leave him.
Yeah.
They're the same as say, look at her, she cannot keep a man. It's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth.
People, you see, for anything you're in this life, but you will find people that will support you or to pull you down.
Yeah.
So do you?
Yeah.
When do you was raining a few years ago, people are not understand. People always say, hello, whatever girl, do you, right? So let us just stick with that. Is the truth.
Yeah.
Is the truth. Look at Mary J. Blige. Don't let us give examples. So that was the last thing you want to say that healed about.
I was just surprised.
I wasn't surprised. In fact, it started the day she won. It started the day she won. It was a lot of men that were speaking out. They were like, why are we giving this? I told you what they said. Why are we giving this to someone who doesn't deserve it? I was like, really?
How
She
dare
doesn't
you?
deserve it?
The Kenyan guy that tried to beat her record, where is he? He spent 20 hours and we didn't hear anything about it.
Has he stopped?
I don't know. He probably
Even
did because
a Liberian guy.
he's probably the Liberian.
I want to understand why did they do that? Is it because he was a woman?
I thought they said 70 hours.
Did he? That's where he stopped. Me, I don't know.
I don't even know.
Is he still doing it?
I don't know. Let me
You see,
check.
that's the thing. We don't know. Guinness World Records are start giving our Hilda. That's the cocoa of the
That's all we know. She's inside the book. If we buy it, we see her face.
That is it too. A lot of men were also castigating her because of her dress sense, which is what she pointed out now. Which she's always dressed like that. But her skill is her skill. You know, we said this in last week. You cannot take that away from her. What does that have to do with her dress sense? What does that have to do with her body? It's what someone does with their personal life is their personal business.
Yes.
But we want to be apropos. Everything they're doing, we want to know. You don't want to treat them based on the value that they are bringing to the table. What does that? You push through. Mind yourself, because we use koboko. So today is World Preeclampsia Day, and it is observed annually on May 22nd. Preeclampsia and related hypertension diseases of pregnancy affect 76,000 women and 500,000 newborns every year. And so this day, the 22nd day of May, World Preeclampsia Day, aims to increase awareness about the potentially fatal pregnancy condition. But preeclampsia, the long word is hypertension in pregnancy, and it's usually between 20 weeks. From where you're 4 months pregnant, it can just strike you, and you know you might lose the pregnancy. Or
My sister actually experienced it.
my goodness.
It's not that early 4 months.
It was late
towards the
delivery.
end.
Yes,
and
that's
because
another.
of that, she had to even give birth through CS.
CS. So that's where I'm going next. Yeah.
No, but like, why are there more cases in the children than there are in the women?
It's okay. The babies are affected because if the mother, you know what preeclampsia is when the placenta comes before the baby.
Oh, okay.
So the baby suffers.
Oh.
So the baby, they have to bring the baby out before. You know how when you're delivering, they tell you see water first. If you see blood first, it's a dangerous thing. Yeah, just like even when they kill Jesus, what they see is first.
Water.
It's the same
There's
thing.
no water
They tell us that in the
first
hospital
before-
that you see water first before
you see
blood.
blood.
So if you see blood at any point in time during your pregnancy, run to the hospital. So, but I have, curated this small video that talks about preeclampsia to raise awareness today. I mean, I've always said it that whatever, platform you have, it should be used
How many minutes is the video?
It's about 10 minutes. So
Okay,
don't worry,
maybe we'll
after
have
the
to play
news.
it after.
Yes, that's what I meant. Of course, I'm going. I'm Mona.
She's got this.
You've got questions?
No.
So so it's potentially fatal pregnancy condition occurs around the 20th week during pregnancy and is characterized by high blood pressure and high protein in the urine. When you're pregnant, you do a lot of urine tests. Every 2 weeks you must do a urine test. If there's high high protein in your urine, urine, your doctor will, say this is cause for alarm. And it causes major difficulties for both mother and the baby if not monitored and managed. Less time between diagnosis and treatment means better outcomes for both mother and baby. Preeclampsia can be recognized simply during routine prenatal checks. And so, I will tell you more about it when we come back from our break.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, just see them coming, see them lying. Political fusion. Oh, just see them looting. Police are shooting innocent people. Oh, what a pity that we city. What a pity now we city. So give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no cake away. Give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no cake away. Mass unemployment they everywhere. Unemployed graduates roaming the street. This world is full of cheats. Oh, what a smelly shit. Give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no take away. Give me little sugar for me tea. Me no want no take away. Empty promise for the masses. Legacy of colonial masters. The sons walking and paying taxes.
93.7 Citizen FM.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station.
We're more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja.
The time is 1 o'clock.
Time for news on the hour.
Good afternoon and thanks for staying with us here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. This is the news on the hour. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the government of President Muhammadu Buhari to account for the spending of $460 million Chinese loan to fund the failed Abuja closed-circuit television CCTV project. The court also ordered the government to publish the total amount of money paid to the Chinese and local companies and contractors and specific details of the names of the companies and contractors and the status of the implementation of the project. Honorable Justice Emeka Nwete made this order last week while delivering judgment in a Freedom of Information suit brought by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP. The suit followed the disclosure in 2019 by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, that Nigeria is servicing the loan, adding that she has no explanations on the status of the project. 3 men died Sunday in an assault attack in the French port city of Marseille, which has seen a surge of drug-related gang murders in recent months, the police said. The 3 were part of a group of 5 men in their 20s who left a nightclub shortly after 5 a.m. and were driving away when their car was attacked by unknown gunmen with Kalashnikov rifles. The 2 survivors of the attack, which took place in a residential neighborhood of Marseille, France's second biggest city, were unharmed and fled the scene, as did the shooters. The latest attack brings the number of drug-related homicides in Marseille since the start of the year to 21. Regional Prefect Frederic Camilleri told reporters that the entire police force has been mobilized to find the perpetrators of these despicable crimes and to dismantle the networks of traffickers behind the violence. Lionel Messi will lead world champions Argentina in a friendly against Australia in Beijing. The country announced on Monday, followed by another game in Indonesia. The clash, which is slated for the 15th of June at the Workers' Stadium in the Chinese capital, is a rematch of Argentina and Australia's meeting in the last 16 of the Qatar World Cup. Messi scored in a 2-1 win for Argentina. They went on to win the World Cup. Football Australia Chief Executive James Robinson said playing in China will further boost ties between the two countries after years of troubled relations. That's the Citizen FM News on Hour. Stay with us, but Perspective continues shortly.
Abuja, let's talk about it on our favorite radio station. Talk to us on 93.7 Citizen FM. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Citizen FM Abuja. Now we be the voice of the people. Now, Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Epa!
Preeclampsia is a condition that pregnant women develop. It is marked by high blood pressure. The condition usually appears in late pregnancy, generally after 20 weeks, though sometimes it can also develop at an early stage of pregnancy or just after the delivery. In India, the incidence of preeclampsia is reported to be 8 to 10% among pregnant women. Each year, an estimated 50,000 women lose their lives from preeclampsia worldwide. If it remains undiagnosed, preeclampsia can lead to eclampsia, a serious condition that can put the baby at risk. Though these facts sound scary, the good news is that preeclampsia can be treated. Early detection is the key. During pregnancy, consult your doctor if you notice symptoms such as sudden swelling, blood pressure greater than 140/90, weight gain over 1 or 2 days because of a large increase in bodily fluid, abdominal pain, vision changes. Sometimes women do not show preeclampsia symptoms. Hence, it is important to see your doctor regularly for blood pressure checkup and urine tests. Let us understand what causes preeclampsia. Experts believe it begins in the placenta, the organ that nourishes the fetus throughout pregnancy. Early in pregnancy, new blood vessels develop and evolve to efficiently send blood to the placenta. In women with preeclampsia, these blood vessels don't seem to develop or function properly. This could be due to insufficient blood flow to the uterus, damage to the blood vessels, a problem with the immune system, certain genes. Timely diagnosis helps your doctor to intervene and start the right treatment. With close monitoring of high-risk patients for optimal patient care, one can be sure about a healthy mother and the baby. To know more about the test to detect preeclampsia,
during this time of telehealth prenatal visits, it's even more important that we moms are monitoring our blood pressure here at home. That's why we're encouraging all pregnant women and those in the postpartum period like myself to check, know, and share when it comes to our blood pressure. Preeclampsia matters to me personally because not only have I worked for many years for the Preeclampsia Foundation, I also just had a sweet baby girl about 6 months ago, and she was delivered about 3 weeks early because of high blood pressure. Thankfully, I was monitoring my blood pressure at home, and it meant that I got to care and had a wonderful labor and delivery experience. However, we know that that's not the case for all pregnant patients, which is why it's really important that we monitor at home. Today, I'm going to be taking my blood pressure with my home monitor cuff, the same cuff that helped me identify preeclampsia as it started. And we are encouraging all of you to watch our video at preeclampsia.org/blood-pressure. In it, there's a helpful video that talks about how to take your blood pressure. Now, I will say I'm not following great guidelines because you really should be quiet and still for a few minutes before you take your blood pressure. So if mine's a little on the high side, it's probably because I'm sharing this video.
Okay, welcome back. I hope that video was concise and clear as possible, but it's never enough. With this kind of things, you don't have too much information. Yeah, but I was
just thinking of something while that video was going on.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, before now that antenatal, all those things didn't used to exist.
Yeah.
How come there was nothing like this? Women used to give birth.
So that's not true. I don't know if you've seen a movie called Downton Abbey. Did you ever hear of the series?
I haven't.
Did you watch it? Did you watch season 1?
I think I've
Good. It was there that I saw preeclampsia. I'd had my son by that time. So preeclampsia is not new. That movie was set 17 or something. But today is World Preeclampsia Day, so there's a timeline. The first appearance of the word eclampsia was in 1619. So those times that so it's maybe the word or the terminology is maybe new to you, but it's not new. It's not a new condition. And you were right. It's usually when the babies you have reached full term. Maybe a few weeks, you're counting down, and then the placenta separates, and due to hypertension, due to high urine, high protein in your urine. So it's not new. Okay. So it said that, let me see, they published a treatise, and it was published, it first used the term eclampsia to describe a pregnancy-related condition in 1619. Then in 1739, because I know you were saying our mothers, so maybe back here in Africa, Africa, documentation was our biggest problem. We had more of a pictorial history. Yeah. We would draw things on caves and walls. We had oral history. We passed down stories from we didn't document a lot of things. And if not for the Arab incursion into Africa, a lot of the Ibn Battutas, they were the ones that, document, because they were travelers. They moved from one place to another. They'll tell you about this place. Okay. And then when we now start comparing our history, like, this person already mentioned it. That's what, we used to validate some of these things.
But before now, they used to go for antenatal.
Okay, so we had midwives now.
But the midwives, what do they use?
So again, let me refer you. Let me refer you to. Have you seen the movie Apocalypto? Sorry, when I watch movies, I say you've never seen Apocalypto. Not even you, Deborah.
No.
Funny enough, it's on GoTV. It's on DTV. They've been repeating it for weeks now. It's a movie by Mel Gibson, and is referred to a very ancient kingdom, Kukulkan. That should be Peru. I think either Peru or Colombia, one of these countries. And the woman gave birth in water. Have you seen a woman giving birth in water before?
Oh yes, I heard that's very therapeutic.
It's been existing for a while. It's they call it a doula. It's an African thing.
I think they actually did do those things in Africa.
So that's why I'm telling her that those things existed in the past. It's not
like you said, we don't have a lot of
documentation is the problem, but we had exactly
stories. You hear women,
she was in the
room, and then she gave birth in the river.
And those days when you are giving birth, they tell you to squat, right? But these days they show you lying down. You understand? But those days, and then they'll tell you the reason. In fact, I have a friend in Ekiti, in Ilorin. She still gives birth at home, and she all she needed was a bottle. She can take a bottle of beer. Why? She wants to blow into it. You need something that can hold the pressure, and then and she'll give it and come out on test and tell you, I've given birth though, and then she goes to the market. She's one of those people. So we don't advise that now. So you're asking,
that's risky.
Exactly. So you're asking her. She cuts the umbilical cord herself. Yes. So she squats. After she does this, she just goes on her knees and oh my goodness, don't let me tell you, Gordy. So, but it's not. So the world has a population of 7 billion people. Hello, so they've been around for a while now. So, in 1739, they discovered the distinction between eclampsia and epilepsy, because of course, when women had some certain issues, they say, there was a lot of generalization before we start having people specializing, and then in 1897. A man called Vasquez and Nopcott discovered eclamptic hypertension. And then in 1920, Obata reveals that eclampsia is produced by a placental toxin where the mother's ability to neutralize it decreases. Your body is producing a certain hormone. You know, pregnancy is a marathon, my love. It's a wonderful thing. So now, there are some frequently asked questions. In women with preeclampsia, they ask that, do all women with preeclampsia die? Is it women, you know, and you heard that video, she said it is treatable. She said in women with preeclampsia, the chance of placental abruption or detachment from the urine wall increases if the situation is severe. So that's why I printed that story of Downton Abbey. That's where I saw it for the first time, where the placenta came first before the baby, and they had to cut her open. And you know, oh God, back in those days, cutting a woman that means they want to save the child's knee. There's no way they want to save the mother. I have a friend who had a cesarean section in 2013, and they still cut her the old school way. You know, there's an old school way of cutting them. It's straight. Yes. So, but I heard if you go to rural areas, that's what they use because it's actually safer than this new method. The new method is very small. You see a small cut, but it's like 3 layers they've cut through. The old school way is safer. The woman is not likely to bleed as much as this new method. Anyway, it's all technical. I had to ask questions. So, another question was, what was preeclampsia formerly known as? And so they said it was known by a different term many years ago, which is probably what our parents would have called it since you're asking. True. So they said Hippocrates, who lived in the 5th century, is credited with providing the first recorded account of the illness. It was called toxemia of pregnancy, which is an out-of-date medical name for preeclampsia that emerged in the misguided notion that the disorder was triggered by toxins. Do you get? And so then number 3 question popularly asked is it possible for a baby to survive preeclampsia? Because if they remove the placenta, what is the baby living on? You know, the placenta is everything for them: oxygen, food. Yeah. So the majority of women who experience preeclampsia deliver healthy kids. However, if left untreated, it can lead to major complications such as early delivery and possibly mortality. So if you're maybe 7 months or still early pregnancy and it's not treated, you might lose that pregnancy. So those are the top 3 questions, you know, they often ask. And so on this day, we join hands with the rest of the world to raise awareness that please, as often as possible, please check your blood pressure. You know, I keep Sharifat, I'm happy for her, she's alive. She was taking her children to the park. And then she said, let me branch and do onconatal. The doctor said, your BP is 240 over something. It was very high. And she didn't feel it. She had 3 children before that. That was her 4th pregnancy. And she had a CS because her blood pressure was very high. They had to bring the baby out, you know, early. So please encourage your sister.
I want to say something.
Please go on.
Aside from this, is to men. Not everybody is supposed to give birth the Hebrew women style.
Yeah.
Because seeing how this preeclampsia can, so it's likely that woman now will have to give birth through CS. Because in the process of even giving birth, even if they manage to suppress the high blood pressure, it's likely that it will shoot up when she's trying to push.
Deliver. So they just bring the babies out. Yes.
And imagine a man, it's not a story. This one is real something. It was so annoying. Saying that in his family, nobody has given birth through CS.
Ridiculous human being.
You must.
That's the kind of man that we women should gather and flog him.
Like, give birth the Hebrew women.
There's no Hebrew way. Please, you'll be alive to tell the Hebrew story after you have given birth to the baby.
Honestly,
although a lot of records actually show that CS has been around for a very long time. So what tells you the Hebrew women way wasn't also CS? Okay, so that's something to think about, men.
So many women have died because people want to do Hebrew women way. I told you about the story of a man. He did not come to the hospital. 12 midnight, the woman was scheduled for a CS. The man did not show up. So the nurses, they still scheduled her. She signed, you know, because of course the woman had high blood pressure again in this same instance. And she had given birth the year before. She lost that baby because they came too late. She didn't want to do CS. You understand? So they had to have an. So this time around, then the man heard it was a boy. He ran to the hospital.
Imagine.
So please talk to them.
That's the same thing my sister faced. Yeah. Like, and she, you know, wives now. My husband don't want me to give it. Those kind of annoying.
Please let them know.
Nobody told her when it's because we stayed in the hospital for over 5 days.
Can you imagine?
And we saw that it was fluctuating, it was coming up, going down, coming. till the doctors were like, in this case, we just have to do CS for you.
Yeah.
And the husband was like, no, his wife will have to give birth the Hebrew women way. And she was like, no, she doesn't want CS. She was, till when she was tired, like she was exhausted. And you know the way, how serious it is, the nurses were advising that
now.
Don't even talk. Like when I'm sitting to gist with her, they'll be like, I don't know how serious this is. That she's not supposed to stay and be gisting with me. She just has to
relax and calm down.
Yeah, calm down. Because anything can happen.
Trigger. Yeah, anything can trigger.
And he was refusing to sign for them to carry out the CS till our mom had to talk, because she's a retired nurse. She had to sit him down and start explaining that this is what it is, this is what can happen, till he just reluctantly signed it. I was
today
like,
you'll be playing with that baby.
Sister,
my
do you want to kill? Is it my sister? And me personally, I'm thinking about it. I don't even think I want to give birth the Hebrew man way. I don't want that stress.
Yeah,
I just want.
That's a conversation for another. Honestly, for perspectives, because there are women who are electing to just go. You know, they don't want to do the stress. You know, it's a great conversation. Honestly, we should talk about it. Funny enough, this week is pregnant obstetrics week. Maybe we'll schedule something for Wednesday or Thursday. You know, invite someone to come and talk to us. You know about it. So you have 2 messages here. Hilda Bassi should prepare her mind for bizarre comments from social media judges. Yeah. They will use her past and everything she does to talk her down. I just hope she has the capacity to be herself and continue to use her talent to pepper her critics. Hell. Patrick from New Cairo. He says, Onto Baba, he's right. Some men like him. Some men like him share his belief. Some of us still believe that real men don't cheat on their wives. So we disagree with him when he says it is in the DNA of men to cheat. However, I will agree with you, Baba, if you say some men cheat. I know men who are cheating on their wives in my area. I'm watching them. I will shock them by exposing them to their wives who are beautiful and don't deserve such from their husbands. Patrick. Mrs. Rayo, why are you making Muna and Deborah scared? Hell, because of preeclampsia. Hey,
no description.
She's not making us scared.
No, she was. I was getting scared.
I was just reading it now.
I don't know. I feel like when you watch
I was just imagining
movies, this kind of things don't try you.
I don't watch horror. That's the thing. But me, when it comes to the medical anatomy, I'm very, my biggest what they call it series on TV is Grey's Anatomy. It just feels so real. They will describe and you see them cutting and doing the surgery.
They almost became real doctors.
Honestly,
yeah, because one of them said it was on a plane and then somebody was going into having a seizure.
Can you imagine?
The hostess looked at him and he was like, "Excuse me, no, it's just a TV series."
Honestly, so but it's Grey's Anatomy that inspired me to go and learn and read. And so when I started doing health journalism, you see that's another thing. We don't talk about the history like you asked now. Did our mothers know about this? And when I say we should do history in schools, we don't necessarily have to focus on political history. Yeah. There's the history of food. Yeah. I started one project a few years ago. I was looking for these people who bind bones in Ilorin. Wow. Apparently, they are only in 2 places, in Enugu and Ilorin. They do it locally. They had an institution locally.
Only 2 places.
Local institutions where they bring people with broken bones that they stay there. I went to the place. They reside there. And it's local. No beds. They put mats on the floor. So I was wondering why people leave physiotherapy, you leave the hospitals. After you've won the EP, you come and stay in a local place where they will bind. You know? So I was very curious. And this man apparently was passed down to him from his grandfather. Of his siblings, he's the only one that chose to go down line. So there's history of everything. You can study this history and trace the genealogy, but no. Everybody wants to do, if it's not the APC in 1979 with Shehu Shagari, it's sad, honestly. But there's only so much people can do. I will keep preaching it from now to kingdom come. I mean, history is important. It's important. Medical history is even very sweet. As in, if you trace medicines, herbs, you know, and I'm speaking into the life of someone. You're hearing me right now. You're wondering what it is you want to do with your life. And you have access to this kind of information. Please document it. Package it. Look at ChatGPT now. We're all shouting, ChatGPT is free. It's a lie. They're collecting all the information. One day, they'll just tell you, please pay. After you have given them all the information you need to do. And so, it's at this point, at this juncture, we would draw the line curtain onto this episode. If it was a gossip column, well, that's exactly what we did today. Don't forget, today is also World Pre-Eclampsia Day, and it's important that we talk about it. Because it prevents preeclampsia, and we raise awareness. We are not doctors; we cannot give you diagnosis, but please go to the hospital. It is very, very, very important. And so we have done our bits. We played a video earlier on. And let me even give you 5 important facts. First-time mothers, women who are expecting their first child are at increased risk of getting preeclampsia than other women. It affects low to middle-income countries more. It is estimated that more than 99%, I'm not scaring you people now. Muna has worn her glasses. More than 99% of all maternal mortality happens in low to middle-income nations because we can patch things. We can hold it. I can endure. As opposed to someone who has the money to pay for health insurance and just goes to the hospital. Then 10% of pregnancies, which is what that woman said in the video, are affected by this condition. Then up to 6% of pregnancies are affected by this condition in the postpartum period. You are finished. Hypertension now comes after you've given birth. It happens too. And so number 5 is those with preeclampsia have 3 to 5-fold increased risk of developing end-stage renal disease. Renal has to do with the kidney. Than women without the condition. So it's a very severe condition. Don't worry, we will not have it, but we're wrapping up now. And I hope with these few words of ours, you will join us same time, same station tomorrow. Have an awesome fun. Why is this? You're just quiet. People don't want to say bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye, Nigeria. Bye-bye.
What happened? People just suddenly withdrew into yourself.
Thinking about it. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So let me look for something to cheer up. So where is my anything Burna Boy? Burna Boy for me.